Alrighty, hello everyone, my name is Caden, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. I'm gonna be honest with you, I completely forgot the game's title for some reason. Last time we began the game, we did all of the first case, which was awesome, and then started the second case, which we got probably, I would assume, around halfway through, in which we got accused of murder, which is great. And, yeah. Now we're just gonna go ahead and continue. Also, I see a character that looks very familiar. So, I'm very curious. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. Just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering, just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Oh dear, who is it? Oh, what? Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany. Well, hello again, old friend. I'm gonna turn this back up just a smidge. Franziska! How's it going?
I go where I'm needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest.
What? What? Help!
It's quite frustrating, actually. I'd hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. And a disciple of the House of Von Karma would be a criminal. Have you no shame?
What are you talking about? What about your dad? Do you remember Manfred? Wait, it's all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death.
Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man?
I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be.
I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way, if the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for.
Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? Can we work together with Franziska, please?
I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I have no intention to.
Detective Gumshoe.
What? Yes, sir. I'm here.
Too slow.
No! Please!
Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up. Understand?
Mr. Edgeworth? I'm supposed to guard him?
A simple yes or no, detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth? If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Gumshoe, what are you doing here? Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, Detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. I don't think... No, considering Franziska, she is very rough around the edges, but I don't think she believes Edgeworth did it. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case, I have a few questions for you. Hey, it's Gummy's theme, but first you. Hmm? Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
Soviet Russia will reflect on boxes each year. Found it. Oh. Look, the way creep power's gone. Sword 9,000. No. My next leader is gonna be the Steel Samurai Warrior of Neo Tokyo versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna be rockstars, so many boxers.
So Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. I remember you. You're from, I'm pretty sure it was the first game. I think you're the guy who's actually like one of the directors behind Steel Samurai, I think. Hello, child. This child seems to be happily enjoying the sights of so many planes.
Wow, I'd love to take a run down that hot runway.
Oh, the youth of today. So much potential, yet so misguided. I can't believe there's no one manning the counter when that murder has just occurred. Yeah, that is kind of surprising, isn't it? What are you all doing? I should try to get some information out of Detective Gumshoe first. What's going on over here? Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gone big enough to warrant its own branch shops.
What should I go with?
I recommend our airport special, World Flag lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different country flags.
I wonder if they're aiming to take the Lunchland to the international market. I think I feel like I vaguely remember Lunchland. Weren't you? I think you were part of the first game. If I remember correctly, I think it was part of the case involving Damon Gant. I'm pretty sure there was like the one woman who had like a very, I think she had like a puffy jacket or whatever. But pretty sure she was Lunchland as well, I think. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I did it. I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. He must have been pretty scared. He's repeating the same thing over and over to himself. Alright, Detective. I'm finally going to acknowledge your existence. By showing you everything I have.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I think something just fell out of your pocket.
What are you...
Ah. So, did something fall or not? I didn't, get a good look, sir.
It doesn't concern you, so don't worry about it. My prosecutor's badge of all things. Gumshoe must never know that I dropped it. Wow, there actually was unique dialogue for Drake. I cannot believe I just did that. If Phoenix ever found out, he would forever make fun of me. Detective Gumshoe, this is...
Oh, is that for me? You shouldn't have, sir. I'll gladly take anything you want to give to me.
Hands off, Detective. The item is related to the case.
Oh, so, what did you want to ask me about?
What could I ask, Detective? What about the crime scene? Detective, give me an answer. A straight answer. I don't think we're gonna get anything from Gumshoe, I'm gonna be real with you. Let's just continue. So how's the initial investigation going?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was, a little too quick, sir.
Oh? How so? It was the second she heard my name, wasn't it?
I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival.
That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and now the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. So what do you...
Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it's high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Yippee!
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I just have to look at the magnificence that is you. I mean, I just have to look at how scraggly you look to feel better about myself. Can't let your ego get too big. I'm back. Who is that, man? March 12th, 1:37 p.m. Flight I-390. Second floor, first class.
So you must be the captain?
Well, yes, I am. And who might you be?
I am the prodigy prosecutor, Franziska von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman? I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy.
I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit at the entire time. I highly doubt that he would know of anything of use. Anyway, I would like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip. I'm very surprised we were just able to walk back. Yep. What did I say? I know her very well, unfortunately. Oh, hey, LeBlanc. Our 12th, 1:40 p.m. First floor lounge.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
How long do you intend to hold me? It's impossible for me to be a criminal. I told you.
Mr. LeBlanc.
Oh, is it you? Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money.
I mean, I feel like it's guaranteed it's not LeBlanc. The main suspects, I would say, are the stewardesses, right? Tenero and Cammy.
I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend.
Wait, I can go back up? The man in the seat was constantly drinking something.
You know, right before payday, I do nothing but drink the soup from my instant noodles.
That much sodium can be healthy. You might want to go in for a checkup.
Did you really think I was serious, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes. Hello, Diggs. Hey, it's well stream, and thank you. Hope you enjoy.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll never make another joke like that again.
Alright. I can check this seat.
What's this?
What is it, Detective? Did you find an important piece of evidence?
Giant parfait on top of bread and steak? Make me jealous, sir. It's a feast.
Detective, I'm looking for clues, not food. Maybe I should just let him have a giant parfait so we can move on. If I give you one parfait, then will you please pay attention?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I think you have too many red knights on this board.
It's just your imagination.
It looks like the blue pawn is completely surrounded by the red knights.
Now you're seeing things.
Sir, I don't think you're supposed to have lots of the same pieces in check, like in checker.
I know that, Detective. What do you take me for?
Is it supposed to be Phoenix surrounded by a bunch of Edgeworths? The man in the seat was the one we saw just out in the airport lobby, hyperventilating. If he's so scared to fly, then why take an airplane to begin with?
Yeah, if he's that scared, you should have just caught a ferry or a cruise ship or something. By the way, were you okay with all the turbulence, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes. It was nothing. It was nothing I couldn't handle.
Should have figured, right? As if you get on a plane if you're scared of them.
Indeed. Aw. He always cares. This was the victim's seat.
His jug is just lying there, and the spilled leftover coffee is still there, too.
I don't suppose anyone ever expects to die. No, I can't say I would ever expect a person to expect to die. Sorry, I was just looking at something.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, this one's got a seatbelt strapped tightly around it.
It must be of great value then. To Mr. LeBlanc then.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to churn your urn. It's always best to buckle up.
Obviously. But did that have anything to do with the case, Detective?
Nobody gets my jokes. I just want to make money. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this super expensive looking feast of Jurassic proportions?
It's just the food they serve in first class.
Wow, I'm so jealous, sir. I want to ride in first class someday.
Right, when pigs fly and I own my own private jet. Hi, Miss Cammy. If I may have a word with you, Miss Meal.
No, you may not have a word with me. I don't want to talk to any of me except for the cab right now.
Me too, Cammy. I will never talk to no.
This definitely looks like a job for Francisca. Thank you, Francisca. Your whip can be pretty handy sometimes.
What did I ever do to deserve this? Or this job? All I truly love is my sweet Cammy.
Might I suggest you not say that at this very moment in front of Francisca? Hey, Fran. Francisca, I'd like to ask you about the investigation.
Why, Edgeworth, can't you see that I'm in the middle of taking his statement? This man is the only captain in title. I'm going to teach him to do his job properly.
Oh, okay. From now on, I'll keep my focus and take my responsibility seriously.
He's really trembling there.
If it makes him take his job seriously, it's not much of a bad thing, so, is it?
Well, why are you looking at me like that, sir?
Francisco, where do you get your whips?
The highest quality leather can be found at...
No, stop.
Before we look at that... Oh, actually, we've got a lot changed here now.
Looks like we can't go beyond here, sir.
Plus, the body has been sent off to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. So we can get a more definitive statement.
Oh man, there's a really pretty lady in that plane over there. She's looking over here. Good sir, wave at her with your beat, please.
I refuse to be your wingman on this.
You got a piano in this plane? Hey, you think I could try it out, sir?
I think you would know better than to randomly touch things at a crime scene, Detective. But I didn't know you knew how to play.
Of course I do. I'm practically proficient.
Interesting. The things you learn about people on a daily basis.
I can get dough and rag to come out just right, sir.
Two notes does not make a proficient pianist make. Does not a proficient pianist make, Detective.
But come on, 2 notes are still important, right? Without 2, you can't do anything.
You need a lot more than 2, Detective.
Sir, you can't go in there.
I'm Miles Edgeworth. I am one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me peek through.
I'm very sorry, sir. No one is allowed to enter without Miss Von Karma's express permission.
But I'm on the case.
Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions not to let you through from Miss Von Karma.
Why would you do this to me, Francisca?
I want complete control over you, that's why.
Anyways, hey, LeBlanc. Did you finish taking his statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir.
I do not concern if you are not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back.
Cargo? What are you talking about?
If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Oh, wait. You wouldn't happen to be talking about the stuff that's maybe in this photo, would you? There's this very neat looking statue here behind the victim. Could he happen to be talking about that? I wonder if LeBlanc has some sort of connection he's not letting on regarding Mr. Hicks. Aunt? What sort of aunt?
The little LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small.
From costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of art.
Oh, costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Oh! Wait, you're right! Yeah, it does look like it. Huh, maybe I should show him that. There are a couple things I want to show you, Boyle. First off, this.
What do you think? You have some use for me? You seem not to understand. I have no time to waste. Let me put it another way. Latents, c'est terrible. Nothing. There. Maybe another language will get through your head.
I understood you perfectly fine in English. But, how about this? Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a Bulgarian cloth.
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. The fabric is so famous, all has come from over the seas for more.
So this is Borginian cloth. Alright. So why would they use Borginian? Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo this time is much gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved?
You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal.
The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. It is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too.
Not attendant. I wonder if he's talking about Mr. Neru. I'd assume he is, right? Rhoda Tenero. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview.
I feel like the game's going towards the conclusion of the police are going to try and arrest Miss Tenero. Because she was the one who probably would have, like, easiest access to the gift shop and whatnot. And has, like, control of that area and what have you. I feel like that's the route the game's trying to go towards this point. But I definitely do not think it's her. At the same time, again, as I mentioned earlier, the only other person who I think could have some sort of motive in some regard... I don't even know if it's motive, but... The Cammy girl... She just keeps, like, pointing towards heavily her co-worker. And, I don't know. That sets it off for... That's what sets my red flags for me. Just the fact that she seems very insistent on pointing the finger at Miss Rhoda. So... I don't know. I need more information before I can guarantee things.
And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier. Quicker than her.
Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Oh, hey.
Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendant. Speaking of the attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Teneru. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room?
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
Ah, here we go. This is what I want to see. Francisca's logic. Another prosecutor's logic. We may actually have something serious to contend with here.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. Thus, unmistakably, it makes you the likeliest suspect.
Likeliest suspect, Francisca.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. So I have to truly, once for all, prove that it wasn't me this time, I think, is what the game's saying. Let's not complicate things. I agree, but first... Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey, you say that like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles.
I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. The scene of the crime was here in this very lounge the body was discovered.
Hold it!
Okay. So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying there's more I need to know?
Uh-oh, wait.
Why you at me, sir?
Sorry, Scruffy. My hand must have slipped.
It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found... I don't think that's right, because this, right?
Objection!
Nope, I'm wrong. Francisca, I believe I'm about to be whipped. I think I'm about to have severe pain. Help! Ah!
Why you at me too, sir?
There's one more victim besides myself in the evidence.
Hold it!
What do you mean by scene?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m.
Really?
And then, from the time after that call until the body was found,
The only person in this lounge was this entire time was you.
Hold it!
While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
Objection!
Uh-oh.
we'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there's one thing that even you must admit at this time.
Yeah?
Hold it!
Does it? Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree to that I'm the most likely suspect.
But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss on Karma's gotta believe that too, right? I mean, you do it like
Why, Scruffy? Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that he's not a criminal. Did you forget about my father?
Francisca,
I demand to see some proof that you are not the guilty party.
likely a suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in our logic one note at a time. Oh, wait. The scene of the crime was here. Oh, yeah. Right, the suitcase.
Objection!
This was not the scene of the crime. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating.
A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location.
The killer used the suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come up to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Avant Karma is perfect in every way.
Oh, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there's proof of that.
Where's the proof that the suitcase was moved around? Proof that the suitcase was moved around? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah! Yeah, it is on this. Look at this. damn it.
But you're an ignorant whippersnapper. Snap.
Or rather, that you are unforgiving whippersnapper. Is it this?
Let's spill grape juice in front of the elevator.
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Oh! It's very faint, but it's there, alright. This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
However, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of that suitcase. Yes, this means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot.
Alright, what next? Francisca's Logic Part 2.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Francisca's Logic Part 2. Alright. And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass like this.
Uh-oh. Hey, hey, hey!
Ow! You shattered my horror glass!
So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the iFlight bank, does she?
That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon.
Wait. Wait. Hang on, I'm gonna press everything else, but I think I see what's getting at here. I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge.
I thought you'd say that. What? Did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood. It's blood in the lounge. By accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it.
You're accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now.
We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on that as we speak.
And what do you propose I did after that? While you were in the elevator and with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase.
Hold it!
So I put the victim's body into the suitcase and then... Where was I headed, Francisca?
That's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to the first class where you could safely keep an eye on it.
We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary.
Annoying brat. But then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because... the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase.
Hold it!
You've experienced turbulence on the flight before?
Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second.
Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. It'd been bad if you'd really blanked out.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth.
No way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from.
Hold it!
If I really were a criminal, do you think I would be so easily caught?
Objection!
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now.
Hey! I have to find a contradiction there, so I won't have much of my own hide left to save.
I have to say, you are looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge.
Pretend to be the discoverer of the body. Okay. I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was. Sorry. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then, are you yielding to my statements?
Don't be foolish. I still insist that you are a foolish killer, but... in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. I think I get what that point is. You prepared yourself and acquired that piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. I don't think that's right, because... yeah.
Objection!
This was after the turbulence. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master.
Well, what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? If this Mr. Ively piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had landed.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder and the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage in my pocket, to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see. Minimize, Edgeworth. It appears your stall tactics are at an end.
It's possible that's just hidden somewhere, sir.
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
Oh.
There's one more possibility.
And that would be?
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I said that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person that I'm talking about also committed another sin. He tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying.
You're gonna go for Miss Scenario.
Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted. But only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her. But you're welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
The scenario's in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
I thought I was gonna have like 2 people following me now.
The scenario's in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
That blue door over there leads to the flight attendant's room, sir.
Alright, let's go see what Mr. Nero has to say for herself. I don't think it's Mr. Nero.
You! Hands off your murder! You do not... How am I supposed to have my cargo returned to me?
If you would please be patient just a little longer, Mr. LeBlanc.
Have you ever sold it? Like a streak of thunder?
It's as fast as lightning, and believe me, if I could, I would. Mr. Nero. We got some talking to do. 2:23 p.m., first floor flight attendant's room.
So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Mr. Nero,
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too.
can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright.
Why are you looking at me, sir?
What are you doing, and why are you fidgeting?
I've never been on a plane before, and I've never been in an attendance room.
Well, even on a normal flight, one would barely ever need to enter one.
I don't know when I'll ever get to be on a plane again, so I want to soak it all in right now, sir. Let's see, a box full of crowns and a yellow suitcase, and... Ooh, what a great trip.
Paging Detective Gumshoe, kindly return to the situation at hand.
What? Wish sure who's the boss, Mr. Edgeworth. Not even Miss Von Karm's whip is a match for you.
You give me too much credit. She simply didn't have all the information. Be sure the fights will become tougher and tougher as this investigation progresses.
It's alright, Mr. Edgeworth. You got me watching your back. I'll make sure to keep on supporting you any way I can. You just say the word, sir.
Really? And how about standing out in front and absorbing whiplash for me? Be a meat shield for me, please. I don't want to be hurt anymore. I put on a brave face, but she still scares me with her whip. It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. Yeah. I'm almost certain that the well-kept one on top belongs to Mr. Nero.
Ew, the bomb one is a giant mess.
You sovereign squalid scoundrel of a man. You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy?
Oh. Ah!
No!
There's some things in life best kept to yourself, Detective. What's this? Where's all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
That's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gold crowns and swords and necklaces? It's like a treasure trove in here, sir.
The fact that these were left on the plane implies that they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for iFly to send its metal detectors out for some repairs. Hi there.
The door leads to the cargo hold. But I can't let you through without Miss Von Karma's express permission.
That's not a bad way to handle this situation if it was any old case, but this isn't.
So between you and Miss Von Karma, who's better at their job?
Oh, there's no comparison to be made, Detective. None. You know exactly what it... If you want your paycheck to stay the same, then you know exactly how you should answer. What exactly is this panel for?
Ah, that's the emergency control panel for the elevator. We used it to stop the elevator on the first floor and to keep its doors open.
Really?
So these are the attendant's lockers, huh? Sorry, I've been examining them, sir.
Why must men always be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search through the attendant's lockers?
Wait, Detective. It would be uncouth of us to look in a woman's locker before permission.
Yeah, I guess so. Plus, I feel the murderous draft and I can sense a whip not far behind it.
What are you staring at me for?
I'm going inside these boxes.
Oh, those are some souvenirs I brought in Borginia.
There's so many! There's even a second box!
Well, yes, I find that folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity.
Those suitcases certainly could have done with a whole lot less of your creativity. You there.
But go on, let's get our troublesome attendant out.
In due time, I have one thing I'd like to ask you.
Yes?
Do you plan to continue using that whip for the foreseeable future?
Oh. Of course. I've wrangled many a testimony out of people thanks to it.
Yeah, probably a whole ton of yells.
And I'm willing to bet that the majority of them came from you, Detective.
Shut up!
Alright, Mr. Nero. Oh, she looks so sad. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke to the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You're able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Naru, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. Why were you in the in-flight shop?
All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for the work, then? Yes. I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise.
After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct?
Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than in duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. There's something in... Is it this? Nope.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how you answer you. As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure.
She must be worn out from the long questioning session she just went through. Oh. If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nero.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcase I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
Oh, the last one? Really? I saw two. The last one there. Interesting. So you're saying, Miss Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got. They're definitely flying off the shelves, but I don't think it's because they're selling well.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
And say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were two suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
Oh? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? Strange. By the way, Mr. Naru, what is one of those suitcases doing here? Oh, you know, I didn't even think about it, but is that one of them?
That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She used it for a long time. I think not. Mr. Nero, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. Yeah, there's a very obvious reason why. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Snow says? If you used it for that long, then take the damn tag off!
Take that!
Tell me, Miss Snow, is it also a habit of yours to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry but just tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this case was originally in... Was it in the in-flight shop? Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... It was you. You're the one who bought it, right?
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Neru? I hate to say it, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, hasn't it? You saw how poorly this design that you had poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I'd finally accomplished something.
The suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? Well, because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say that they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one. They were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
You buy one every single time you work a flight.
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for the purchase.
I see. The receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m. Interesting. Thank you for that.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Mr. Neru, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold.
In the suitcase the killer used. Could very well have come from this cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to...
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their flights. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Mr. Neru, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
I think it's starting to become clear who the culprit is in that case. It has to be Cammy. Cammy's just acting all sleepy, silly, what have you, but I don't think that she's the innocent one. I think she's the culprit. I don't know why she would kill the person, but at the very least, she's the one who would have the easiest time of doing it. She'd have the key card, she'd have the access, she'd be able to move freely because she works here. She's currently the most likely suspect. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca, what do you want?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that? And also, when did I ever say I claimed that name?
This case came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used that keycard.
Maya's Edgeworth. You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
Other tenant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francisca got information out of Miss Meal.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Teneri, and only you.
What? Is this true, Mr. Neru?
Yes. I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on.
It's not gonna be there.
I don't believe it.
It's not there. What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone. Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, don't.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop! No!
What's wrong? Is this relief written all over your face?
Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case, however...
Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. Alright, this is probably where we're gonna finally get the true answers, aren't we? Everything's been leading up to the cargo hold. So the answer's gotta be somewhere in here. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight I-390, lower deck cargo hold.
Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big!
The plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious first class seating.
This is the real scene of the murder.
There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating, sir.
Begin investigation. I want to talk to my beloved Gumshoe. Notice anything?
This cargo hold is really big. I can't believe they fit stuff like that in here.
Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of investigation here.
Whoa, stuff's falling on me! I can't get really into my work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get this show on the road. So, which item do you want to start on?
In this world, there are those who are masochistic, and then there is Gumshoe.
So that flight attendant, Mrs. Rhoda Teneru, she's the killer, isn't she?
I don't think we can say for sure yet. But there's certainly a great number of things pointing us in that direction.
You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase?
Yes, however, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that. Yeah, I don't think she's the killer. It would be interesting if one of these games eventually... Oh, why is it... I don't know why, but I see the word bed sheets as clear as day, and it caught me off guard for some reason. Like everything else has like that pixeliness to it, and then I just see bed sheets. It would be interesting if there was like a case they eventually did in the series where it's like the killer gets arrested early on, saying that they didn't do it, but they really did do it. Anyways, let's talk to the people here first. Have you noticed anything strange happening around here?
No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing.
I'm not sure that meant to sound so... Oh, I'm not sure you meant that to sound so obvious. Oblivious.
What are you looking at me for? I will whip you.
You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was.
Why? Is it me?
I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with the Interpol.
Interpol? Francisco came to this airport as an Interpol liaison? Interpol? That actually sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff actually gets talked about in Apollo Justice. I'm pretty sure Barginia was mentioned in Paul Justice. I'm pretty sure Interpol was mentioned in Paul Justice. I wonder which game came out first. Did this game come out first, or did the other one? I also did not mean to hit that button there.
It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have.
Well, here's the elevator.
Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it.
The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. You can't move.
Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now.
Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special keycard. But the doors to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a keycard, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. All sorts of boxes are piled up here.
This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceuticals.
This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running?
I don't know, sir.
What is this? I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo.
This thing is as tall as two of you on top of each other, sir.
It would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity.
But really? Yeah, I guess that sounds right.
There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective.
That sounds right. Holy suitcase, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair.
All these must be the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones that the company is planning to dispose of after the fly's over.
This paint job is really cool, don't you think? This practically screams artsy.
Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness.
You think so? Maybe I will. Let's see here. 1,200?
What do you mean?
I think I'll pass.
And Mr. Nero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. No wonder they're not selling. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, sure, it's a bit extra, but then you realize it's... What? What do you mean? It definitely looks like one is missing. What's this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. Oh! Finally! I think I know exactly what that is. Finally! The broken glasses and the glass shards. These have got to be there. Yep. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
The victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. For once, you actually used logic. I'm impressed, Detective. I might raise your salary $1. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. I just got here.
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Well, we can at least now more than likely confirm that's that. Anyways, bed sheets. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
It sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir.
I look in his eyes. He's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pulls on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. I'm sorry, Detective. Maybe later. Alright, let's look at the obvious.
Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir.
So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look.
There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir.
Wait, file.
There's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir.
It looks like a profile on Francisca. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Francisca? Oh! Huh. Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on there? Was he an Interpol agent? He might have been an Interpol agent. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see if I'm right. Bingo. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca?
Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir.
Francisca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. Yep. Francisca? You mind explaining why you didn't mention this about Mr. Hicks? You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense! What are you talking about?
We found the profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct?
I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got him to him first.
So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then?
Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring.
Agent Hicks was on the trail of an international smuggling ring. Wasn't Apollo Justice dealing with smuggling, like, cocoons or whatnot?
He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him in this case. On this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
I think we now have a pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold.
Well, what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it.
Oh! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue this investigation?
No, unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. So how did he get down here, right? Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These shot glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases, and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open, and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
Yep. Investigation complete.
Ah, mental break.
I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
What? Really, sir?
Yes and no.
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Teneru.
I don't think so. I disagree with that statement. Definitive evidence.
If it was a crew member, any of them could have shown Miss Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. The point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevators to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Teneru. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
I can't deny, it's pretty decisive. I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Yeah. I still think it's Cammy. Cammy's the only one that raises any flags for me.
Hold it!
That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain.
Don't be a fool. Don't be a foolishly foolish fool who foolishly fools foolishly. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, prop in hand, much like Scrappy over there.
I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well, then. What about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal?
I thought you might ask about her.
The point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here.
Hold it!
It's highly likely that keycard was stolen from Miss Teneru.
Objection!
It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father?
Hey, wait.
Yes, well, I don't have any evidence.
be quiet. You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just the keycard that gives her away.
Are you talking about this murder weapon, Mr. iFly Piggybank?
Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case.
I don't believe it. I don't believe she's a killer. There's no shot. She may have been treating me kind of badly at the beginning of the case, but I don't believe she's the killer. I think she was just truly mistaken and truly up in her belief that she was doing her job right. She's not a bad person. She ain't a killer. I don't get that feeling from her.
Hold it!
Well, that is a fake.
Objection!
Stop right there, Miser Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go?
Well, that's a great-ass question.
Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should we examine further to ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? I don't think the crime scene. It's either gotta be the body or the piggy bank itself. Well, we've already examined the piggy bank, I feel. I want to look at the body. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions.
Oh, was I?
Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. Exactly. If we get the autopsy results and it guarantees the way he was killed was with like a strange-shaped object, then sure, we'll go with it. How can I not say that you made up a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon?
Scruffy!
Yes, sir.
Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy. Now!
Yes, sir. I'm leaving. We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
What happened?
What is it, Detective?
They're still doing the autopsy, but they said they've already know one thing for sure.
Report, now.
The doc said it's one giant bruise from a beam from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was beaten over such a wide area.
Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir.
Really? Okay.
Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Well, that's,
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, Detective?
Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
You're completely useless. Whip!
Yeah! Sir, hurry! I told you already, you can't go down there!
Oh, it's gonna be him, isn't it?
No, you remove yourself from my way.
What's this all that racket? It's gonna be LeBlanc. Yep.
My luggage! My cargo! They're mine! I demand you return them to me!
We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience.
I suppose there's no choice.
Finally, I think you... Hey, where are you...
You've left me no choice but use strong force! Ah!
You won't get past me!
Well, okay! This is... Wait, that's it! So that's what this whole thing has been about.
Further, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank.
Huh?
After all, you know that we've searched this entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
Nobody could find anything that could be considered the real weapon in the hold. Wait.
The doc said that's one giant bruise from a being from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
Extensive bruising from back of head down to mid-back, severely beaten.
Ow.
But I think I see what might be going on here. Weapon couldn't be found, cause of death, smuggling. Agent Hicks was on the trail of an international smuggling ring. Is there some way for me to prove that this isn't the real murder weapon? Cause of death, extensive bruising. I don't exactly know which way to go here, but... let's try this. I don't honestly know if this is right, but... it is. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. The unusually large area of bruising suggests a very large weapon was used. I see. Sizable weapon. Try combining that with the weapon that couldn't be found. It's too big. Yep. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Just perhaps it's something we've all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. I think I've got the answer.
What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here?
Francisco.
What? What do you want?
I found it, Francisco. I found the real murder weapon.
You did?
He really jumped.
We didn't realize it until now, but...
the answer has been right in front of us this whole time.
He might be hurt. We should check up on him first.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. It's coming from a prosecutor with the habit of whipping everyone as she comes across.
Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with the evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
No. Come on then. Show me this real murder weapon.
And you speak of, I don't, technically speaking, have evidence to show. I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool for a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as, that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I figured out what was the real cause of death. He free fell. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
He...
fell to its death?
Yes, this is the only possible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and on his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there's some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? Then... we're in trouble! We may have a second death on our hands, sir!
I don't think he's dead, though.
Hey you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal!
Quiet. Why aren't you screaming?
He's alive!
And there you have it, Myers Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man's living proof of that.
Really? I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances.
Current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then?
He would have been a Borginian pancake for sure, sir.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was always there.
As if there could have been a window of time when the giant box was not there.
Ah, but there was.
What?
What can I use to show that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? Wait. No. I'm foolish. I'm a foolishly foolish fool who foolishly fools foolishly. What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? Ah!
Take that!
You refused in the Republic of Zingfa.
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zingfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question.
It's labeled Zingfa Express.
Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zingfa. Got it, so we definitely... okay. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe to Zingfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched.
Then allow me the chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Lower deck cargo hold! Cause death.
Man, can't believe Mr. Hicks fell to his death. I never would have guessed in a million years.
That is still only a hypothesis. However, the investigation should prove it to be true.
Speaking of falling, I'm glad that archive's okay. He took quite the spill.
Yes, he was lucky to have landed on top of that piece of cargo.
Yeah, I can just see it now. Passenger pays price for police foul-up. Prosecutor Edgeworth added to fuel to the fire of the first murder with the second death. Yep, I'm willing to bet that didn't make the front page.
But that's not funny, detective. I will dock your salary $1. This is a rather large piece of cargo.
It's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A lift red statue? Never heard of it.
No, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime.
Let's get investigating, sir.
Uh-oh. He's back!
Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission.
Don't rush up on me like that, pal.
So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Alright, LeBlanc. Your turn. LeBlanc! I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Alfred statue is worth 1,000,000 cents. No, maybe much, much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been large cargo hold.
10 million cents.
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective.
Darn. How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year.
Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place.
Weep. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars?
Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there's a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It's a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching.
Mr. LeBlanc claims to have bought a piece of art from Europe, but... Really? Could he be smuggling? Let's take a look at the surrounding area first, just a little, again, just in case. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
It sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. I'm pretty sure I've actually already said this. Yeah, I actually have. Well, I'm talking about my story. I'm gonna take a drink of water as well.
That's my job, Detective. Hello. If I may have a word with you, Francisca.
I don't think you have the time for idle chatter. You still need to prove to me that your hypothetical situation is in fact reality.
Yes, I know with you. Good job, officer. Mr. LeBlanc is certainly not an easy person to hold back.
No thanks necessary, sir. It's all part of the job, even if he did eventually get by.
Well, I have a few things to ask him anyway, so it worked out in your favor this time.
Thank you very much, sir. Next time I'll be sure to not let anyone through. Even if it takes my life in the process, sir.
I appreciate the sentiment, however, we can't have people getting hurt on the job either. Please, love yourself now. There might be something I got. You know what? I'm gonna try it. I have enough health to... I think I have enough health to warrant an attempt at this. Besides, I'll get healed once this is over with. I'm gonna see... Did he smuggle that? He did! If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zingfa. I think I need to go to question him a bit further. So he actually might be smuggling. Sir, you need to answer to that. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be fake.
What? How dare you say my art is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mrs. Ink LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once.
Alright.
I can't read this. What does it say?
It says as plain as the day, the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe just as it states in the certificate. No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there.
Damn it. I respectfully disagree. We can't discard the theory until I see the statue for myself.
And you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right.
This. I know I've seen this somewhere before. Wait. Wait! This is a fake. The eyes are different. This one has gold and yellow eyes, but the real one has red ruby eyes. This thing's fake.
This is the Elf Red. You guys have a feeling apart. I can practically smell it.
This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled in a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
That's not real. I believe a closer look is warranted here. Can I deduce it? Because I think I can deduce it. So this is the infamous Aleph Red statue.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something?
There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Yep, I'm deducing it straight away. This ain't real. This thing's a counterfeit. Wait. I almost forgot. I have to do it there. Aleph Red. This is more like Aleph Yellow.
Eureka!
The eyes are awfully orange, don't you think?
Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir.
That's kind of sweet, but I don't think you see what I'm talking about.
No, I do. But it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill.
I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo?
Huh?
Aleph Red.
Sir, they're red!
This is a counterfeit, as I thought. This statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc.
What do you want? Do you not know I'm a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for my answer.
Alright, it's fake. The Aleph Red, I suppose, this is your pride and joy, is it not?
It's the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I want to possess this statue? The trigger started 70 years ago.
Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story.
Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is that? Sympathy? For what?
You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
A large fellow there with the very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo.
Why the sun yelling? Now that...
Oh.
It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Ugh!
Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. I believe that even further examination will be required, now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zengfa, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Ah. What's this?
The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth top cover. It kind of resembles its owner attitude in a sense.
You, what did you say just now? Further, my clothing's hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen.
Please forgive the trespasses of my spawn net.
Why should I forgive him if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it.
There is a language barrier being held here. Anyways, the point is, I think this is the part I have to deduce. Is this what somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I'm not entirely confident. What do you think, Detective?
Well, I think it's really suspicious looking. Will train gut tells me so.
I see. Well, then I must be mistaken.
How come when I answer confidently, you take that to mean we're off course, sir?
Because I know you, damn it. Wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. So the Alfred is a fake.
The art dealer isn't looking too happy about it either, sir.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this for his sake as well as mine. Oh, wait. Then I should deduce the statue itself and show the Alfred thing, right? Never mind.
I'm foolish.
Oh, I can't actually leave the statue, can I? It's saying I can't. Oh, wait. Hang on. Wait. No, never mind. Leftover suitcases sit here lined up in two pretty neat rows. Too bad for Mr. Nero, but this design is unmarketable.
Oh, why don't they sell them in the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free. You win the raffle, you get one more for free. How about those ideas, sir?
I think if they did that, everyone would lose. What have we here?
Says Zengfa Express in the cloth, sir.
Something is tugging on the corner of my mind, as though something is out of place. Zengfa. Zengfa? Is this? Damn it! I'm bad at this. I still think it's this, because considering what Edgeworth said. Huh. Something is wait, hang on. Something's tugging on the corner of my mind as though something is out of place. So it's definitely the cloth here. It says Zengfa Express on the cloth. It's gotta be this. I may or may not have to look this one up. Is this the spot? Am I overlooking this? I think I am. I'm absolutely overlooking it. I'm an idiot. Whoops.
There's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on at? It's just a simple case of the cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. That's not possible.
But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zingfa, there's no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zingfa.
But then, what about the cargo certificate?
It's probably fake, too. Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? Oh, he had a feeling this was... this was his assumption, wasn't it? There's only one reason why. To secure proof of the smuggling activity aboard this flight. That certificate is probably fake then. Genuinely.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed. But he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been out after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Yeah, so that's a fake. Fake certificate. Can I have my health back, please? That'll do.
I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh?
I kind of just feel bad for LeBlanc because he thinks it's real. Or he thought it was. Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Yeah, that was a pretty smart move, actually. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all you had to do was hold the Zingfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zingfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now!
Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings.
Go on.
After moving the Alfred statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol and there was a reaction.
There it is. There's our proof.
I see. There was a reaction with luminol. An indication that there was blood on that spot.
So that definitively proves it.
Can we stop looking at it now, sirs?
It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. Well, that without a doubt 100% proves it wasn't me. So thankfully there's that.
I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up as well. And how do you think that the killer did that?
How did the killer clean up the blood? Oh, the cloth! The cloth! Of course they had the cloth!
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zingfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zingfa?
There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zingfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Was it Miss Meals' testimony? Recall Miss Meals' testimony about Agent Hicks in regards to when we departed Zingfa.
I saw Mr. Hicks sing in his sea at 5 a.m., you know.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but...
That totally contradicts that fact, sir.
Yep, I think it's true. I think I was right. She is the culprit, isn't she?
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. Bring her down. I think it's time we actually get to the bottom of this. I really do think we're getting close to the end of this case. I've been liking this. I really like how different this feels from the main games, while at the same time being familiar. I like the little difference, the little Edgeworth style differences. Makes me want more of these games as well in the future. I just want more Ace Attorney games, period. March 12th, 3:35 p.m. Fly I-390, lower deck cargo hold. Miss Mita, Miss Meal,
Uh,
do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zingfa? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zengfa.
oh,
Miss Kamimil?
maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal.
But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time.
This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well. Miss Meal, if you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, very much so. Those dead eyes of yours don't hide from me. Miss Meal's alibi. Wake up!
Oh, yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self.
How was a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up. She fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Alright. Let's actually get those... I assume it wants me to really press the statements that she's just fallen asleep on.
Wake up!
Miss Meal, wake up!
Miss Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight and this incident.
Francisca, use your whip! That's gonna wake somebody up! Why ask me to wake her up when you can finally put that whip to an inappropriate use? I was about to say, this is your job! Do it! Do your damn job! Wake up! Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up!
I'm awake.
Yes! Yeah! What you with me for, sir?
Oh, what I miss?
A port detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead.
Really? Sorry about that.
You can make amends for by continuing with your testimony. Alright, fine. Let's press the actual statements then. If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda.
Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time?
Eating and then having the most delicious dream.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
No way, sleeping's part of our job too, you know?
Wake up! From 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendance room all by my lonesome self. So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped their head out in to say hi.
Oh? Well, I think contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6. Oh, because she brought the suitcase back, right? Yeah! I wonder if you'd be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Mia.
Huh? A receipt? For what?
It's for the suitcase Miss Teneru bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Teneru?
Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have locked her up by now.
I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Mr. Neru, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. Rich, I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off.
And did you see Miss Mio there at the time?
No.
So, Miss Mio, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Wake up! Miss Kami Mio.
The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her and ate her calls, you know?
Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true.
It's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue at this stage.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out?
Alright. Prove it to me then. Prove your innocence. Reason for suspicion?
Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you'd think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda, too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know? If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Mr. Nero out of the conversation. Only you who are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you coming for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you wanna know something? Miss Rhoda actually kinda... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Bruh. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. I'm not in the interest of love. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew.
Hold it!
No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies.
But say I wasn't an attendant, you wouldn't suspect me then, would you?
Yes, I suppose that's true enough. It would also be true enough that this whole affair would probably not have happened if you weren't an attendant. Do you think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too?
Hold it!
She's already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Oh, yeah, guess I just forgot. I mean, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you'd think that. I mean me, a killer.
Miss Mio, what did you mean just now by no one else could have done it? She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know.
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Mio?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
But I spend so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Kimmy is very talented in languages. So she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Borginian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of one am I in charge of? I didn't say so in the first place.
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Borginian.
She's fluent in Borginian? Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian?
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginia.
Very interesting. I think I just found a problem. I don't know how to prove that, though. Ah, I see. There's a statement there.
Hold it!
Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes.
Huh? But why?
While Mr. Nero is busy with the passengers and all of her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in this line of conjecture... questioning. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer.
But I do not honestly believe Miss Mio does have any actual work aboard this flight.
That's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Although, well...
All I'm in charge in are the attendance rooms and some Borginian stuff. I think that creates a big issue in my opinion then. So what exactly do you do as the one in charge of some Borginian stuff?
I do stuff like translate things from and into Borginian. Cammy's the only member of the crew who understands Borginian, Mr. Edgeworth.
Miss Mio, I take it then that it is your job to process all the Borginian paperwork?
Yeah, see, I totally pull my weight around here.
It would appear. Perhaps I should ask her for a few more details about her work, and... Miss Mio, it's very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else.
That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that this road is very sad.
Sus. There you go, pushing everything onto her again.
I don't get what you're saying. It must be a really abstract concept, huh?
The only thing abstract here is the landscape inside your head. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm the one with the crew. I'm in charge of the attendance room and some Borginian stuff. In that case, there's something I want you to talk to me about.
Objection!
You need to explain the fake document. So, you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct? You're not...
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad, okay, for a while.
If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose. To lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Bulgarian is you, Miss Mio. Don't try and hide it. Without your participation, the smuggling of all of the Aleph Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you! Damn it! Oh, what the? Uh-oh. Oh, she has changed.
I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It's exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed up on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it.
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So, sorry about that.
It seems that she's finally woken up. It's going to be one tough fight. Yep.
Suppose, and this is just supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have had a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding the smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda's the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes.
What? Somehow there's some element of a setup at play in this case. Also, did you just blow bubbles at me?
What are you talking about?
Would you stop blowing bubbles? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you either. Talking about you, I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now it's Mr. Nero who's under the microscope. It seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda's being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for this crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the very beginning. It has to have been the piggy bank, because she was the one who had it, right?
Take that!
Nope, I'm wrong.
Are you sleep presenting or something, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, as you can plainly see, I'm wide awake.
I'm afraid you failed. You're making so little sense that I thought maybe you were asleep.
Talk about a Dr. Sleepiness high-vis sick transformation. Is this it? Oh, the suitcase, right? The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? Oh, hello. You're getting a little Terry with that bear there. The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Nero for the murder. Mr. Nero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the implied shop. They brought that piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree?
Sounds like a killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why does the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway?
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances dictate the need for the killer to frame someone? Was it where the murder took place? The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. No matter what you do, the chances that the body would be found is very high. Therefore, there is no choice but to frame either Mr. Nero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you, Miss Camille. Only you and you alone could be the killer.
And... Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
That's bad. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. Isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. The big picture? Something that doesn't make sense. Where did this cloth come from? Nope. I'm stupid. Where did his phone go?
Take that!
We still don't know where that is. I don't have any actual evidence.
I thought not.
But that's because it went missing, and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece that I kept getting stuck on. That is the victim's cell phone. Yeah, where'd that thing go? It just disappeared. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks' cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Hicks' cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with them?
Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like you to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do.
Call it.
Agent X phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir.
I hear, Detective. Where's it coming from? It's determined that the real crime scene is here. All that's left is to catch the killer. Miss Milo, wake up!
Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I got sleepy all of a sudden because it sounded like a lullaby I used to love as a child.
Better find that cell phone fast. Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room.
Buried in flight attendant's room, sir.
Yep, it's louder. It's a lot louder.
Ring's coming from somewhere in here, sir.
Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. It's in her bed, isn't it? It doesn't seem to be over here.
Let's look somewhere else, sir.
It doesn't seem to be like the phone got mixed in with the items in this lost and found.
It's not like the victim would have just dropped it somewhere, right, sir?
The ringing is coming from somewhere around here.
It's not here, sir.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about where we're going to find the phone? I wonder if it might be inside the suitcase.
Well, the eerie sounds coming from inside, sir.
I don't suppose the culprit would have been so dumb as to try the same trick twice. This is the emergency control panel for the elevator. The switches are currently set to 1F and open, which means that right now it's stopped on the first floor with its doors wide open.
The ring's coming from in here, sir.
What? No, it can't be.
This gotta be the victim's cell phone. Whose locker is it, sir?
It's Miss Tenero's.
Whoa!
I still don't believe it's her. There's no shot. That being said, why was it in her locker? March 12th, 4:28 p.m., Fly I-390, lower deck cargo hold.
So, Mr. Edgeworth, how'd it go? Where'd you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker.
What? But... Rotenaru. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rotenaru right away.
No! Wait! I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently smashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
Objection!
This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That's the only bird we cannot ignore.
What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer baseless conjecture at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from an Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on it or in it.
Hold it!
Stop!
What's now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Ah, it's cracked. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. It opens. It's a flip phone. This must be the switch that opens the phone. There we go. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. When did they start putting keyboards like these into cell phones?
Hey, this is one of those computer cell phones that they start selling recently.
Computer cell phones?
Yeah, it's got a computer in it and it's a cell phone. You know, Mr. Edgeworth?
All you need is a phone. In a phone is a phone pass, nothing more.
I'm guessing yours can't even send out email. Talk about inconvenient.
Do you have a problem with that, what I do and do not care for, Detective?
No, sir. As I say, simple is best.
Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something for me. This cell phone, can it take pictures?
My, Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir.
This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case. If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler.
But the phone's all busted up, sir.
Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
Find a way, don't you worry about that.
May I go back to sleep now?
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data.
What? What do you mean by that, Francisca?
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Francisca, your phone if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now.
Aha! Interesting. This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence of it for his smuggling case.
Hey, the old thread's nowhere in this picture, sir.
Yep. It's gone.
But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Oh, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this Agent Hicks killer, sir.
Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use?
What's all this? Yeah, what are these boxes? These weren't here before. LeBlanc, can you help?
Oh, the old cargo ship from Bulgaria to Zingfa.
So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zingfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere.
One cluster of boxes is written in Bulgarian. It says that it is cloth in English. Cloth?
Cloth? Could it be... Is this where the killer...
What? What for is that scary face?
Miss Meal? I think Mr. LeBlanc just solved this case for us.
Yes?
It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence, after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is.
Maybe you should enforce your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
A Bulgarian cargo, and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. The cloth. Right? This is where we got the bloody cloth.
And what is that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of evidence of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilled. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now, I finally found my answer to this very photo. The cargo was unloaded and Zingvar had cloth written on it. In Bulgarian, that is. And that is where the killer grabbed the piece from it to clean up with the blood with. Yep, that's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Bulgarian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Camille.
That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Bulgarian.
But are the boxes open? Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Bulgarian, well then... Oh. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first, of course. Bed sheets. Open the box with the softest cloth and something that can absorb stuff.
Hey, it says bed sheets in English right in the box, sir.
Precisely. And bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say? And yet, why would the killer specifically open up the box that doesn't say it in English? Wouldn't it be safer to open the box, you know, that says the perfect item?
So what are you trying to say?
But if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spotted first.
However, the killer chose to use some Bulgarian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know that at the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Beginning cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that he was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zingfa.
That's right. That is why the Beginning cloth was used. And the only Beginning reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone. Oh, that bear ain't gonna save you. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zingfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. So what do you say, Miss Mio? Why not confess to your crime here now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zingfa? Well? Oh, God!
He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble.
Well, it seems we have gotten our answer. March 12th, 5:26 p.m., flight I-390, first floor lounge.
We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Very good, Detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that?
They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approach the topic, she just starts foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means a serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Yeah.
Hey! Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want to.
No, I mean, I would never turn down the lady's generous offer.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at iFly Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Now, I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, no matter where you go.
Farewell, Mr. Naru. Have a safe flight! Well, where do we go now, Detective?
Can't believe we wound up investigating the old day, sir, but boy, was it fun.
Speak for yourself. One day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca?
Oh, she's filling out some custom paperwork for her departure.
Departure?
Yeah, Miss Van Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case.
Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier?
You got, sir.
I think we're following Francisca, aren't we? Hope Springs Airport. Hi, Francisca.
I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am?
You're Francisco von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Pierrette living her life on the name of and fame her invincible father built.
True. Your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I won't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about?
Do I really need to say his name?
The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of a big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there's another agent on this case with me.
Oh? Another agent?
He's a star among Interpol agents and has a high successful arrest rate. Who knows? Maybe run into him one day.
I was simply caught up in this one case. I only see why we would cross paths.
I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full.
And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for a whip.
Inspector Gumshoe, I want you to thank you for all your help and cooperation.
No, it was nothing. I was just happy to be able to work with you again, Ed. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight.
Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisco? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office.
Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want.
Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this wall, they would begin to make themselves known for the next incident. Oh? Hello? Angel speaking. Ah, finally. I called how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Ah, have you forgotten my voicemails, my boy? Who? Mr. Amano. Ernest Amano, correct? Ernest Amano? So you do remember me. I know it's right, son, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Excuse you? Do I know Ernest? Am I being stupid? I might be being stupid. Now we have the kidnapped turnabout. Shall we continue? We shall indeed today. We still got plenty of time. The kidnapped turnabout. Let us begin. March 13th, 10:11 a.m. It's time.
Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement from with my binoculars.
Good to hear. No, make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for backup.
You can count on me, sir.
I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? And that I would be either one who would have to make the ransom drop off. Let's see. I checked that the money is all there, safe inside the suitcase. All I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper, which I'm expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. This is a meeting place, after all. Hello? Oh, God.
Welcome to the Gay Waterland.
Oh, thank you.
And a big hello to you. I'm the Proto Badger. Nice to meet you.
Where the hell did you pull that song from?
Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture of me?
A picture? Of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested.
Aw, that's too bad. Well, have a good day.
Oh, hello? Hello?
Who are you? You're not Ernest Amano.
Sounds like the kidnapper's using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth.
Are you
A cop?
No, I'm a prosecutor. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I brought the ransom money with me.
I see?
In
That case, when the Monday
with you to the...
same.
So this person intends to see if I'm being followed? Huh. Please, Detective Gumshoe. I really need you to come through for me. Just one time. Oh god, they're everywhere! The badger! Hello? Is that the Clavier? Oh, hello. Edgeworth speaking. Edgeworth speaking.
Let's come to the haunted house.
And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for?
That's
Let me to decide. You don't have much of a choice.
here, my friend.
I suppose not. Alright. I've arrived.
Go
Inside.
Yep, this is bad. What the? Did you... Why am I carrying a different suitcase? Huh? What is my place? You know?
Let's go through those door.
Am I being watched from somewhere?
Leave the money and go. No.
Alright. I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. Alright. What? I couldn't catch even a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. Episode 3, The Kidnapped Turnabout. No! The demon! The demon! Oh, it was a trap! The demon! The demon! That guy betrayed. No, it can't be. And the deal... Who is that? What are they talking about? Split. Police. Alright. In front of... Meet up. I can't move my body. I fear I may faint again. Oh god! Help! I'm stuck with a demon! Where am I? How long was I out? It wasn't raining like it is now when I made the drop-off. This is supposed to be a simple affair. So why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume that Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man was because of that phone call. It was from Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano group. I don't know if I've heard of that. Aside from that, I also owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of. I can't sit around waiting for someone to come to help me. I must escape somehow. Is that you making that funny sound? Who's that? Help? Who's there? And how dare you laugh at a gentleman's plight? Who are you? What? Hi. Hello, lady. Who are you? Are you one of the kidnappers?
A kidnapper? Me? No way. I'm not in such petty crimes. Nope, I'm after something much, much bigger.
Wait! Wait. I see that symbol on your neck scarf there. I recognize that symbol too. I don't think I have a... But that symbol was apparent in the first case. That was the sign of the Yatagarasu. Wait, are you the Yatagarasu? Oh, I must be worn out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that.
Who are you?
Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu.
Great thief? Did she really just claim to be the Yatagarasu?
Oh, but my real name is Kay Faraday. You can call me Kay. Kay? Good. Glad that's settled.
Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you would be so kind as to remove these ropes.
I wonder, should I remove them? I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make those silly faces.
Release me, child!
Hey, there's no need to get all mad and icy glary on me, you know? This rope goes through here, and there you go.
Thanks. What a relief. I owe you my thanks.
Ah, it's okay. You can pay me back in full later.
Now then, what question shall I start with? Fortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl. This small, sassy child. Look at my badge.
Don't surprise me like that. I can't believe you're just shoving things in my face. I mean, aren't there more pressing things you'd rather ask the little me?
She has a point. I should probably find out more about my mysterious savior first. Alright, fine, I'll ask. You're the great thief Yatagarasu, huh? You call yourself a great thief, yet you are really a thief, but yet are you really a thief at all?
You doubt me? I get it. You think that a young lady like me can possibly be such a big-time thief, right?
That's not the part I have a tough time believing.
I'm the real, genuine Yatagarasu, you know? Yup, I'm a pure-blood great thief. That's a little something I inherited from my predecessor.
Are you the child of the great Yatagarasu? In that case, you wouldn't mind if I arrested you then, right?
What? Of course I'd mind. I haven't stolen anything yet. Seriously, I don't know how you could say such a horrible thing to your savior.
That's true. Technically, she hasn't stolen anything in front of me. Yet. Anyways, you're Yatagarasu? When you say you're the Yatagarasu, do you mean you are the Yatagarasu?
Yep. The more righteous of the righteous. The legendary great thief. But the title was only recently succeeded to me.
What, did the previous Yatagarasu die or something?
So I haven't had a chance to steal anything yet as the second Yatagarasu.
I was not aware that the thieves could pass down their titles like that.
But don't worry, I got some big plans in the work.
Big plans, huh? They wouldn't happen to lead to a big arrest, would they?
I knew it. There's just no reasoning with a prosecutor.
How did you know I was a prosecutor? I'm not the problem here.
How have you know that the Yatagarasu have no interest in stealing petty trinkets? There's one thing and only one thing I want to steal.
Only one thing? And what would that be?
But that's going to have to wait until we find our way out of here.
Well, at least there is one thing we agree on. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you.
So, you never told me what your name is, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh, I guess not. I'm Miles Edgeworth.
Ah, now I remember.
How can you remember something I just told you? But she sure is cheery.
Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get out of here. Huh?
Did you really think it would be that easy? It would seem that we are locked in from the other side.
What? No way! I don't hear you. La la la.
Okay, you do remember where you came in from, right? Can't you just... It looks like that might be our only way out of this room.
Oops, slight miscalculation. That's a good height to make an entrance from, but I can't jump to that high to make an exit.
I suppose we have no choice but to look around and see if we can't find another way out. Isolation room. Here we go. There's something on the ground here. Isn't that my phone? Looks like it made it through the ordeal intact. My phone!
If only there was a way for us to contact someone on the outside.
Ah, but we do have a way. Right here. My phone!
Ah, there was a cell phone here this whole time.
If I'm right, Detective Gumshoe should have contacted the precinct for backup by now.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay? I was so worried, sir.
I'm fine. I was knocked unconscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm such a failure. If only I hadn't lost sight of you.
Detective, we don't have time for this. Have the police set up a perimeter now. You don't have to worry about that, sir. I already got the boys working on that. But in doing that, I sort of... What's wrong, Detective? Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're going to have to make do with me. Who is this? Shilong Lang of the Interpol. A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard a great deal about you. So why exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case? Don't sweat the details. A crime's a crime, whether it's on a local or global scale. Besides, you're the one who's in a world of trouble.
And why would you say that?
Langzi says, the pack that runs together stays together. You catch my drift? No, I don't. You caused quite a ruckus by running blindly into a situation and then getting caught. You should have contacted the police from the very beginning.
I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of here post-haste.
Sorry, no can do.
What?
We're hunting the kidnapper now, and I haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. You're the one who wanted to go it alone, so good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, and once we do catch the kidnapper, rest assured we'll come find you. Eventually.
You... What's wrong? Did you get cut off?
No. Phone ran out of power.
Of course it got cut off! No way.
It doesn't matter anyway. We're trying to get out of here through our own means.
Yeah, I have a name to live up to after all. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we can find a way out.
Alright, I hear you, child. What is this?
It looks like the Bad Badger. It's looking as bad as ever.
Looks like a costume head to me.
I guess the Bad Badger's costume is, at the very least, a two-piece, huh?
The real question is, why is it only the head sitting out here on the floor? Yeah, there's just a badger head. They're holding a Blue Badger photo rally.
You didn't know? Plus, it's not just the Blue Badger, it's his whole family, too. If you manage to snap a shot of every member of the family, you get a really posh prize.
Okay, ignore the everything. Why is one of the badgers soulless? The first one looks normal, the second one is like a cute girl version, the fourth one is this cool dude, and the third one is hollow. Who designed the third one? And why is he a monster to reality? Take a picture of every member of the Badger family and receive a prize. There's only one of each of the 4 family members wandering around throughout the park. Best of luck. Well, there's a costume head sitting over there. Why not start with a picture of that?
You can't do that. That's cheating. There's only one of each badger in the park, so you have to work for it.
Speaking of badgers, there's one sitting against a wall in the haunted house.
Seriously? But somehow I don't think that one counts, Mr. Edgeworth. You have to take pictures of the costume ones walking around the park.
So those are the rules of this game. How quaint. Help! I'm stuck in a room with a child.
Man, why do you have to put the windows up so high up anyway? How's the thief supposed to make her daring escape?
I suppose we could make our way out if we were able to climb on the top of these lockers.
Aha! That's pretty clever. You make a pretty good thief yet, Mr. Edgeworth.
Please don't ever place my name and the word thief in the same sentence again.
Let's see. I wonder if I can jump and grab the top of the locker here. Man, why do they have to make such a ginormous locker anyway?
Even if we wanted to use these lockers, we need some sort of foothold. I see. I see what we can do. I have a very good idea.
Hey, there's something inside the bottom right box. Oh, I think it's a big pink badger costume.
Pink badger?
You don't keep up with what's going on in the world, do you? In that case, you better study up on the whole badger clan with this.
What is this thing? So there's Proto Badger, the very first badger, which is the hollow existing one. The Blue Badger, an ally of justice who keeps the peace. Pink Badger, note her unique pink bow. And Bad Badger, with a gun.
Think of it as a bible of all the things you'll ever need to know about the clan.
Whatever. I suppose I can keep it for a reference guide or something. A vile criminal with a gun! He's got a gun! I suppose this means that this is where they keep all the costumes.
Certainly looks like that way. It looks like the badger's family's Badger family's home.
There are 8 boxes, but 7 of them are empty. Which means that 7 of the costumes are in use right now. Interesting. But aren't these badges the mascots of the police force?
Well, I heard that the police had a hand in sponsoring this theme park. Probably because the Gatewire group owes the police from all those cases they solved.
They have all the power of the state, and they used it to make a theme park?
It's not just any theme park. They have a handcuff-shaped, looping roller coaster.
That's quite enough. I'm feeling woozy from just the thought of such a thing. I've already noticed something very interesting here, though.
There's a key!
And what have we here?
Ah!
Why do I feel a laser-like stare aimed right at me? Did you want me to take a look?
Well, don't mind if I do. Oh, I see. Yes, this is definitely a key. I'm sure it's a key to something.
Maybe you'll open something somewhere in this room with this key. Now, something is what is relevant to my interest. And one of the heads is here. I suppose this is the pink badger. But since it has the same design, doesn't it seem false to call this one a female?
You think so? I mean, just look at how long her eyelashes are.
That's the only difference.
And the fact that she's pink.
Yes, and?
And her lips are red. See? Lipstick.
What? She has nothing to say about the giant pink ribbon, or is that too obvious? I was about to say, where's the ribbon? Well... what about Kay herself? How'd you get here? The kidnapping. Do you know where the person who kidnapped me went?
Well, after they locked you up in here, it sounded like they went into the next room and started talking to someone.
I feel like I heard something as well, but it's all a haze in my mind. However, I do recall that the kidnapper was talking with someone. It was just a guess before, but I guess I really am dealing with 2 kidnappers here.
After that, they left. It almost seemed as if they were done with you.
I suppose that is the case, as my kidnapping seems like an afterthought to the $1 million in dollars. Well, if they went into the next room, let's see what we can find out through the slot.
The only thing King out here is more important right now. You can ask me about that later.
Suppose she's right. Is there any pieces of logic I can combine? Let's try a tiny key in the lockers. There might be a way of opening the lockers with the tiny key. Oh, never mind. I can't see a clear connection between these 2 pieces of evidence. Damn it, my mind hurt.
We can peer into the room the kidnappers were in from here.
Don't rest until I've suspected everything. Like the chairs! There's a beam in the next room identical to the one in this room. There's even a hook on it to hold it propped up floor panel in place. Hold a propped up floor panel in place. Which reminds me.
Did you find something useful, Mr. Edgeworth?
Perhaps. I may have found a very handy hint to how we'll get out of here. I see. Is that what I think it is?
Looks like the kidnappers had an escape tunnel prepared just in case. It's awesome. They're like a bunch of great thieves themselves.
No, they're not, because I highly doubt they made the tunnel themselves. The floor panel was removed and propped up against the beam in a very specific way. I think this building was originally built with a basement or underground area. There's a door on the opposite side that appears to be in the same as this one, which would mean that I can probably assume that these 2 rooms are very similar in structure. I believe I may have just found a ticket out. Yep, let's get out of here. Can I move the blue... So now we could probably logic it out. Panels held in place by a hook. Is this it? Ah! Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. My mind hurt. This is the beam I was tied to.
What's up?
I was wondering if perhaps we can make it over a to and out the window if we climb this.
Good thinking. If it's climbing action you need, just leave it to me.
Thanks. This little hook looks like it might make it for a good foothold. Hope you go okay, and good luck.
Count on it. The great thief Galagrosser spreads her mighty wings and takes the sky. Here I go!
You're right. As I thought, this beam was definitely not made for climbing.
What do you mean, as I thought? I'm not your guinea pig, you know.
Well, you are for now. But that might have just given me what I needed. The beam I was tied to. And this, right? This has to connect, right? Maybe not, actually.
Oh, it did!
This hook on this beam...
You know, I already tried, and there's no way I can jump from this hook to the window. Come on, even you have to admit there's when something's just not possible.
I wasn't about to suggest that again. Rather, it's here for a different purpose.
Really? Like what?
As you saw in the adjacent room, it's clearly for keeping a floor panel propped up. Which means that there should be a panel in this room that we can open as well.
Oh, I get it.
We didn't notice its existence all this time because it was being hidden by this top.
Alright then, let's fold this thing up and see what's underneath. Now this is what I call a treasure.
Examine.
Oh, this must be another entrance to the secret hidden basement. I totally smell treasure.
The scent I wish to smell is the sweet fragrance of freedom.
And what are you waiting for? Hurry up and open the hatch.
Alright. This thing is locked, so down tight.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
I think now we can open it. Tiny key with the underground entrance. Bingo. I believe you're up, Kate. Eh?
Huh? Why me?
Because we need to use this tiny key that you've taken quite a liking to.
Oh, gotcha. Just leave it to me. I love the tense feeling of these moments when you're about to uncover something big.
I believe the feeling of freedom would be much more satisfying right about now.
Alright, I got the secret door open. And now?
Wait! Are you alright? Kay!
I'm fine. Lara just slipped us all.
Thank goodness she's alright. I about had a coronary.
There's really a lot of large machinery down here.
What about an exit?
It's really dark and cramped down there, so I really doubt there's an exit. I can't believe that happened.
You have only yourself to blame for leaping before you looked, you know?
No way. I mean, how was I supposed to know that the ladder is removable? Ah.
Thanks for saying that, okay? Because now we really have a way out. The underground ladder, locker. Let's get out of here. I figured out how we will escape this prison, Kay.
Oh, so how are we gonna bust out?
It seems that your reckless actions were of use after all.
Are you actually praising me?
More of a thank you for giving me an idea regarding this ladder.
The underground ladder? What about it?
This ladder isn't just for those who wish to go down.
Oh, I see. If we use this...
Yes, I believe it's long enough to reach the top of those lockers.
Well, then what are we waiting for?
Investigation complete. Cube!
Alright, now we can get out of here.
Yes, we spent entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers held me hostage and a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started, and I'll be the one to bring it to a resounding end. I hope I'm not going to get arrested. What the hell's going on out here? Wild, Wild West area. I hope I'm not about to get arrested for being trapped. I'm free! Looks like it's stopped raining for now.
Yeah, and thank goodness. You have no idea how hard it was raining earlier.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Edgeworth! I'm so glad to see you managed to escape, sir. I was so stressed that I thought my heart was gonna give out.
Inspector Gumshoe, may I ask what in the world that is?
Well, that's,
What the hell is going on now out here? Count off! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 98, 99. Jifu, all 99 members are here to count for, sir. What? What the? Huh? Who are you?
what the heck do you think you're doing counting my cubs off like that? Every person is a valuable human being, get me?
Okay, hey, sir.
And everyone has a name that their parents gave them. No one is a 2 or 3. Everyone, regardless of age or rank, is number 1. Got it?
I guess that's a good way of looking at things, yeah.
Jifu! Jifu!
Hi. You're Agent Ling, I take it. Oh, you're the guy. Hi.
You infidel! How dare you address our Shifu so rudely? Langxi says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. So don't ever forget to show the proper respect towards another person. Sheena.
Huh?
This isn't much, but please accept my card.
Oh, thank you. Please, accept mine in return.
You all see that just now? That is the proper way for 2 people to show their respect. Do keep that in mind and you'll go far in life. Got it?
Huh. Well, you don't seem like a bad person. Oh, that's right. Francisca did warn me. So you're an elite Interpol agent from the Republic of Zingfa. Apparently, this man has the highest successful arrest rate in the organization. Agent Lang, what exactly is an Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case?
That's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor.
How's it not?
I've heard a rumor or 2 about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? You sure took a while just to arrest one little flight attendant. How pathetic. Dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? You saying you could have solved it faster, pal? The comedic relief jumped to the aid of his master. How cliche. Look, what I'm getting at is if I had been there, no one would have died.
You talk big game.
I would have solved the entire case, and Agent Hicks would still be with us here today.
Agent Lang knew yesterday's victim, Agent Acme Hicks.
Hicks was like a brother to me, so now I'm out to take my revenge.
Agent Hicks was investigating a smuggling ring with Francisca and a 3rd person. This must be the man she was referring to. In that case, you should understand how I feel as the kidnap as someone I know. So I ask that you please allow me to participate in the investigation. What?
This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of Eden, you know. You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. No hard feelings, but why don't you go back to your courtroom now, pretty boy?
How dare you mock the court?
I do. And I don't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today.
Who uses the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor? And why? Why do I feel such an intense loathing emanating from him?
Alright, men. Good job on the perimeter around Gatewar land. Now just find me the kidnapper and bring the punk to me. Dismissed.
Sir!
Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, you just sit tight here and don't cause any trouble, understand?
Wait, the girl didn't even say anything.
Mr. Edgeworth.
It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. Why of all places did he show up here? And completely out of the blue at that. I suppose I have to ask the Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that. Hi, Kay.
Man, I can't calmly do any stealing with all the detectives around.
I suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of the law enforcement in this vicinity.
It's alright. It's not like I'm in a hurry to steal just any old thing.
Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite the mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more. Next step.
So, what are you gonna do about your investigation into the kidnapping?
Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated.
Oh, come on, you can't let that stop you. I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go.
But you're a self-purported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation.
You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any ordinary great thief. I'm the Yatagarasu. And as I said earlier, Yatagarasu is after only one thing, and only one thing.
What is it? What is this one and only one thing you're after?
Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing, and that is the truth.
I see. It was 7 years ago. There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu like to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once the target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence was sent out to the mass media, along with a card that the mark of a three-legged raven. Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Yatagarasu? That can't be, can it? The question is, who is the original Yatagarasu? Actually, I want to talk to you a bit more. Present stuff.
If I had one of these, I could be a prosecutor too, right?
Don't even think of stealing this from me.
If it's that important to you, then why don't you wear it on your lapel?
Why should I have to label myself as a prosecutor everywhere I go? Why does everyone ask that question of me? That's what I'd like to know.
I really love theme parks. Too bad we're not here to have fun time.
How old are you? 17. So why did you choose this one, and why choose to show yourself to me of all people?
Because I was telling you, silly. Duh.
You were following me? Why?
What do you think about this?
If you're going to steal anything, at least keep your hands off my lines.
Alright. I'll return to you. Here you go.
I was hoping for some information in return, but my line will do for now.
Come on. The Badger family is waiting for us to find and take pictures of them. And remember, you have to yell Badger get each time or it doesn't count.
You even have a rule for when you take the pictures?
Tell me about it. I was planning on stealing all of my shots as any proper great thief should.
Does the concept of stealing permeate every aspect of this girl's life? I think so.
It's a book of information about my archenemy, the Blue Badger. But I won't lose to the likes of him. You just wait and see. I'm going to write a tome of thievery. How's that, Mr. Edgeworth?
The information that winds up on your wanted poster will suffice in this competition. I was about to say, you are painting yourself very easily. Hello. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, I can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's order. I suppose I have to deal with this impasse for now. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through. Nope. Can't search the thing that I glided down. Why are you here? Demon? Demon. Demon creature. Not wriggling. I just can't bring myself to call it dancing. Demon. Some sort of tracks were left in the mud here thanks to the rain. They look like tire tracks. Too bad they're destroying the Wild West atmosphere they worked so hard to create. The tires on whatever made these probably got pretty muddy as well. Excuse me, but if you could just let... Nope. Alright, detective. Great job, detective. You failed your job.
Sir,
For losing sight of me and the kidnapper, and allowing my investigation to be hijacked.
sir.
I look forward to your next month's salary assessment.
But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be.
Shall I prepare the 21 gun salute for now or later?
Later, please. You're gonna show me your prosecutor's badge, and I'll show you my police badge.
Your wallet is looking rather thin, Detective.
Huh? Oh, whoops. I must have left my badge at home. I always get the two mixed up.
That's not a laughing matter, Detective.
Gay War Land. Who would have guessed this place would be such a success? But the Gay War group and I go way back, you know.
Yes, same here. I owned 2 murder cases that took place at 2 of their hotels. And it was you who headed the investigation in each case.
Oh, I remember that, sir. I was 16 back then, standing in front of the hotel in the snow.
Clearly, we are not on the same page here. I was about to say, what are you talking about?
Sorry, sir. Absolutely nothing is coming to mind right now. This man, the only thing I can attest to is this. To be a man, I, Dick Gumshoe, will tell no lie.
His heart's in the right place. Got to work on his deduction skills. He's got the spirit, I give him that.
Are you persisting in paying in the faux rally too, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, I'm only doing it as part of my duties. Yeah.
I see. In that case, keep up the good work. So how many have you found so far?
I've been sort of busy with the investigation, so I haven't really found it yet, but...
Something tells me finding the badge isn't really a part of his duties.
You've actually got a copy, Mr. Edgeworth. Ooh, can you show me the very last page?
The last page? Very well, we'll see here. Interesting. Why is your name listed here under special thanks?
That's it, sir. Found it. Oh, that's because I did the choreograph for the Dance Dance Blue Badger song.
I suspect that no one entrusts him with any real responsibilities at work. Poor Detective Gumshoe, man. Agent Lang? Detective, are you sure it was the precinct you called for backup?
Of course, sir. I think I would know the number to my own precinct like the back of my hand.
Then why did an Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents?
That, I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, the Wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir.
Agent Lang definitely has a agenda, so the question is, what is he after? Next step.
Mr. Edgeworth, I was wondering if I may ask you about one thing, sir.
Yes? What is it?
Who's that girl? Over there, I mean?
I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday.
What?
Funny, I don't recall making you my assistant.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Me? It's been like that since forever.
Sorry, but I stole your supporting role.
How can you say something so serious with a giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, we got a thief on our hands, sir. She stole my role, sir. I'm taking her in, getting her convicted, and making sure she serves out her sentence.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun. Like musical chairs. You better stay fast on your feet.
No way. I will not lose the spotlight to you, little girl.
Alright, you two, have enough fun. Lance, where are you, son? Lance! Hi. Mr. Amano? Oh, Miles, my boy. I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair just after you've returned. For you, Mr. Amano, I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office, and had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system. Oh, no. Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time.
Who's the old man?
He's the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano. Ernest. Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly. I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano. Hold on there. Then what happened to all that money? I believe the 1 million has been stolen and that the culprit are now on the run. Oh!
Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Forgive me, Mr. Amano. Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again? Oh, well, I'm telling you about Lance help you get him back. Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationships and behaviors. Very well, then. Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. Do we have an organizer thing showing what Lance looks like? Nope. Well, yes and no. He is very much like when I was his age, kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off him. Is there anything else about him that you noticed of late? Nothing to mention, as I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Oliver. Your butler? Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is. I see. I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time. Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy. I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Amano. You don't understand. He hasn't called me Daddy in ages. It was incredibly moving. Oops, I recorded him saying that. You definitely should have recorded that conversation. But not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man. Oliver Deacon. Mr. Amano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon? As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal privateer. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him. So you still haven't spoken with him since his leave? What about his family and friends? They said they hadn't seen him. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping? It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Seems like one name I need to better keep in mind. Alright. Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir.
Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds up the authority to head the investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by, twiddling our thumbs.
I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I did Gumshoe pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin.
Mr. Amano, it was my fault that the culprit escaped. This is why, with your blessing, I vow to return Lance to you myself. I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy.
Alright, well, what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating.
You kind of just inserted yourself with us, haven't you?
If you think I'm losing to you, pal, just forget it.
Kind of funny that you just kind of force yourself into this.
So what should we examine first?
Thanks to Agent Lang, we can't leave this area. But the culprits were here until only very recently. Which means we may be able to find some clues that will tell us how they escaped.
Okay, let's start looking.
Hey, you there!
Who, me?
What are you doing going off in a place like this?
I wasn't moving off. I was just about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation.
You imbecile!
All precinct 6 are now under Agent Lang's direct command. No way! I am not working for Wolf Boy. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something?
For your sake, Gumshoe, I'm going to make you work for him before you get fired. I'm not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police.
Good, now go!
No!
No! Gumshoe!
Well, that was exciting.
Indeed. I guess I'm stuck with you now, okay?
What? Can't you tell I'm already get down to some detective work?
You should go home. Your parents must be worried about you.
Come on, I finally get to be your assistant and you try to ditch me?
Why are you so obsessed with me? I don't really recall offering you the position.
Why do you have to be so difficult? Besides, sorry too late, you know. I already inserted myself into the game. Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back.
I'm the only one asserting that.
Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the across the way.
You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you should know nothing about.
Fine, whatever, you win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented assistant, Kay, is going to tag along no matter what you say.
Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. I might as well surrender and let her come along for now. Small, sassy child.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about the kidnapping?
Well, I don't know anything about the victim. So, actually, I was hoping you could tell me.
Ah, that's right. I never did explain the situation to you. I got involved because of a phone call I received. It was from none other than the director of the Mono Group, Mr. Ernest Omano. His only son, Lance, has been kidnapped, and he wanted me to be the drop-off man. Little did I suspect that I would be abducted myself.
And that's when I found you tied to a pole screaming, "Ugh!"
Can you please drop that already? I've already shown you the stuff, so I doubt it's gonna give me anything new. I assume you guys are also gonna say the same thing? Oh, wait.
Hey, there's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here.
I remember hearing rainfall out here when I was being held in there.
Yep, it's just a passing rain. That's why the ground has already pretty much dried up.
There's something I want to see. Interesting. So, here's what I'm confused on. We were in the haunted house when we got knocked out, and yet we've ended up in a section of the Wild Wild West. How the heck did we transfer between the two? I had a feeling something weird was going on there, but now that really confirms what I was confused about. Why did we end up in two wildly different places? I should be thankful. It left us with some nice footprint samples.
You know what? I bet if we follow them, we can find out where the kidnappers went. Plus, we'll be able to spot them because of their muddy shoes.
I don't think it will be that easy.
Why not?
Look carefully. There are quite a few different sets here. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers.
Oh, that's true. We don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing.
Still, something. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here?
No. You stink.
I'd take a drink of water. Alright, what about going inside? Nope, I can't actually do that. Barrels!
If these are real, I wonder where you put them.
Also would be the most obvious answer.
But you store water in a barrel under the blazing out sun, wouldn't it go bad?
People of that period probably didn't care about how it tasted.
Sorry, but I can't let you get away with making fun of our forefathers. I mean, maybe they really like the strange taste.
Look who's making fun of them now.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, isn't this one of those things you tie horses to?
Yes, although the horses are in another location at the moment. I just realized what you are to me. You're basically my Maya now, aren't you?
My what?
Sorry, I'm thinking of an old colleague.
Aw, here I was hoping I would get to ride one.
You know how to ride a horse?
Nope, never rode one in my life. But I have an Asian friend who was born in the year of a horse.
Non sequitur is the only way to describe your logic. There's a cactus here.
Look, there's a blurb about the cactus here. This cactus is a very gracious gift to Gatewar Land from the local police precinct.
Is it from that cowboy detective from the first game? Can't believe the police went so far as to even donate a cactus to this place.
Says the police department running a cactus farm on this side? Just kidding, they wouldn't do something so silly.
Actually, I have a vague impression I've seen a cactus farm at the precincts before. It's that cowboy detective, isn't it?
You foul creature.
Hey, it's the Blue Badger!
Oh god.
Badger, get!
I really don't understand why she is so excited over this badger hunt. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside there. Mr. Badger, I wonder if you might share with me what you saw. I swear to God, I will tear that damn costume off. He's doing that contorted wriggling dance again.
Aha!
Oh God! I forgot about you.
You're gonna run, sir. Sir, remain under that head, sir.
Aren't you Officer Meekins?
Sir, Mike Meekins, reporting for duty, sir.
This man was a witness in one of the cases I had 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he thought, which gave me a great deal of headaches. I didn't even think it'd be him.
Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth?
I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset when we unmasked him? Does he have something to hide? Hey, Meekins. Long time no see.
Sir, it's so incredibly shiny. It's a really ugly shade. I knew it. I was right to go for the much more manly police badge, sir.
But I lost it a lot, so I'm gonna go. I know I'm going to lose it for real one of these days, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, I think the cops one donut short of a baker's dozen.
I know. Believe me, I know. This is not news to me, Kate.
Sir, I'm an undercover as a Blue Badger now, sir. I must pretend to not know anything about anything, sir.
I mustn't respond to that. It would be like shooting a fish in a barrel. What about this?
Drip drop, little by little, our privacy is being sold off to the public through this, sir.
But that means I need to work extra hard on my cute poses.
Oh, like what?
Like this.
Great! Now I know what your new pose will be. Look, sir, I've successfully stolen his pose in speaking style, sir.
That's nice, Kay. Is this what Phoenix has to deal with every time he deals with Trucy? Damn. What the hell?
Sir, you have a copy of the Blue Badger Bible, too. That was written by experts on the Badger family, sir. It's very, very thorough. It doesn't matter that I was made the Blue Badger only a little while ago, sir. That book helped me memorize every name of every Badger, sir.
It's not that hard to memorize 4 incredibly obvious names. Like Meekins. Officer Meekins, why are you standing here wasting time?
Sir, because I'm not a police officer right now, sir. I'm the Blue Badger. And I'm creating memories and dreams for the kids. That's never a waste of time. I have a dream to become as big as it can come to, sir. I was patrolling the scorchingly boring beat until a little while ago, when the dispatch radio on my shoulder crackled that the kidnappers had escaped, sir. I thought that maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir. I rushed on over to join in. When I got here, there was a sea of people already. And I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy onto anyone.
It would seem that some people never change. So why exactly are you in that ridiculous outfit?
Sir, that's because, sir, I'm here to keep the visitors in good spirits, sir. But it's also to hide the fact that I'm an officer of the law on the trail of a kidnapper, sir.
I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactics.
To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all the different disguises, sir. It's such an honor.
Any clues you can give me, Meeks? How long have you been standing here, officer?
Sir, for about 1 little hour, sir.
That's around the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious.
And I've been here ever since, sir.
If that's true, then it's possible Officer Meekins saw the kidnappers escaping.
However, sir, I must tell you I didn't see a thing, sir.
I haven't asked you anything yet, officer.
No, but I know you will, sir.
He's hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist that you tell me more about your recent movements.
Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it, too. I patrolled the park all while wearing this costume. And about 1 hour ago, I came over here, sir. I haven't seen any suspicious-looking people this whole time, sir. But I did see a badger, sir. A lone Blue Badger.
What you said just now is contradictory to the facts.
How so, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is what Officer Meekins' testimony contradicts. There can only be one of each badger, right? There's only one of each, so why did he see another blue? Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement.
Sir, of course, sir. If that's your wish, Mr. Prosecutor. This little patrolman will wait as long as I am commanded to wait.
You sound like you saw a blue badger, correct? And yet, if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each badger in it at any given time. So why did you see a second? Which means that as long as you're the Blue Badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another Blue Badger wandering the premises.
Then that would mean that there are 2 blue badgers walking around. But why?
There's only supposed to be 1 Blue Badger in the park, but a second was spotted. So there's 2 Badge. Strange. I don't know if there's anything else you can tell me. Is there anything I can work with there? There's a set of tire tracks originating from the garage.
Huh, so that means the cars are left in the garage at some time, I'm right?
Correct. But for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 treads. I think we can safely assume it's a special type of car. Hey!
Seeing that badge reminds me of Manfred. Now, he was one fine prosecutor, the best of the best.
Yes, I can't disagree with you there.
I sense that you don't really want to talk about him.
How I feel about him, it's hard for me to be truthful about what happened, about that with another person.
Your hard countenance. I don't know what you're thinking or feeling. But mark my words, I think you're Manfred's true successor. I really do.
I don't think he's trying to say that in a bad way, though.
That looks to be something with quite a bit of value. But then all things have some value attached to them. Only by probing deep into the unknown can we become true winners in this world, Miles.
Thanks, but knowledge isn't what's going to make me a winner. That's information. I like that his sad portrait is just him counting money. Maybe if I look through these bills, I'll find something that'll make me happy. Ooh, look, it's 20. I feel like there's something I'm missing with you. Not that. Horses are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme.
It looks so lifelike, don't you think?
Are you thinking of wrangling or rather steering them?
If you can coax them out of there, sure, come on. I know you can sweet talk them out.
I could be holding a cube of sugar in my hand, they wouldn't budge, Kay. The paint. Nope. I might have to do something with either logic or maybe something deduce. Let me through, damn you.
I got you now, you vile criminals.
I'd like to think the kidnappers would have better sense than try hiding in these.
Oh, come on, lighten up, will ya? I was only joking. I don't really think that the criminals would be hiding here right in front of 2 officers.
I certainly hope not. I think I gotta use logic. So, the costumes and what kind of shoes, the Blue Badger. I guess connect these? I don't actually know what I would get from it, though. A second Blue Badger that shouldn't exist. Clearly, the true identity of the person underneath is...
Oh, I know. It's one of the kidnappers, right? The person in wore a costume to get away.
That means the footprints in there might be the Blue Badgers, alright? Not Meekins, obviously, but... Precisely. After all, the costumes that we're missing from the storage area are...
A blue badger, a proto-badger, and a bad badger.
Yes, those 3.
So there are 3 phony badgers running around the park somewhere, huh?
Got it. So there are 3 fake badgers. Got it. The only one that isn't truly, fake is the pink badger. Yep. Now that we know that the kidnappers were wearing badger costumes, those footprints familiar take on a new and very significant meaning.
Oh, you mean that now that we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right?
Yes. More than shoe prints, we need to follow the paw prints of badgers.
Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting.
Maybe we should ask you about it if you're a badger. Nope. Well, wait, maybe actually we can. Meeks. Nope. Maybe I should try examining the footprints?
So we're looking for footprints made by a costume. Hey, I think I found them. There are 2 sets here.
They both do look like possible candidates.
It says walking off to the west. It just stops. I can't make heads or tails of where it's headed from here.
I think we can assume it's head towards the stadium.
I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be headed east. Huh? Quick, Mr. Edgeworth! I got him! I got one of the culprits! No! I'm not a kidnapper, sir!
Don't punch him, Kay. Okay, clearly those footprints belong to Officer Meekins. But criminals were each wearing a costume.
Maybe they came over to this garage or something.
That's what I would suppose. Officer Meekins, if you could just step aside for a moment. We need to examine the garage.
Sir! Roger Wilco, sir!
Oh, is there something wrong with this garage door? Let's open this shutter and see what we find.
Maybe we'll find the kidnappers hiding inside.
I highly doubt it, but... What? What? Oh! What? What in the... Yeah, that's more than I anticipated. Who is this? It seems we have stumbled upon a dead body. She must be in severe shock as to have been the first to find it. Now then, who is this man? It's Oliver! Oh, it's the butler! Mr. Mono, are you saying that this man is... Yes, he's my butler. How could something like this have happened? Indeed. Why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Ling and his men return. Kidnapper's footprints lead right to this garage. And right to the dead body. Is it possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim? That's a good question. From my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal bullet wound. Yeah, it does look like he got shot. Although something doesn't make sense to me. Why is there blood on his shoulder? You see that? Look, like right behind the text box, there's a little bit of blood on his shoulder. It's a teensy tiny bit.
You sure are calm for someone who just found a body.
It's surprising what one can become accustomed to in a span of 2 days. I won't rest until I've inspected everything. There's blood on his shoulder. As long as that installation has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim. I'm no doctor, but let's see what I can piece together myself. There are 2 gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one in his shoulder.
So that means he was shot twice?
No, I don't think so. I think the abdominal one is the entry wound, and the one near his shoulder is the exit wound.
Nice. I knew you could figure it out. So that means he was shot at such a strange angle.
It comes with experience, and I've seen my fair share of crime scenes. Speaking of experience, this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where the bullet went clean through. Yeah, this probably isn't the murder scene. This is probably just where they dragged the body. But the angle at which he had to have been shot at for his abdomen to be where it entered and the shoulder to be where it exited, that's a strange angle. They would have had to have been below him, right? That or they pressed the gun up to him. I should make a note of this, Auntie. Alright. There's obviously the main bullet wound. There are 2 gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one in his shoulder.
So that means he was shot twice?
No, I don't think so. He's got a necklace, I noticed. This is an unusually shaped pendant.
What is it? Is it something valuable?
She seems to have regained some of her composure.
Almost like a horse pennant. It's got an antique feel about it. It's really pretty. Hold on, this is made of platinum silver. Nice, so it is worth something after all. And look, there's something written on the back. Colin Devore. It's a name.
Colin Devore? That's not his name, though, is it? Colin Devore? Wait. C-O-L-I-N-D-E-O-R-E-A.
It's his name, but like the letters are jumbled.
Why? Did he use a fake name?
Maybe he was a kidnapper.
This man's name is... Yeah. The deuce. Is this one somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Not evidence. There's something not right about the name on this pendant. The victim is the Amano family butler, and his name is Oliver Deacon. But the name on the pendant is Colin Devore.
I wonder what's up with that.
I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information. He could have been using a fake name, maybe. I need healing!
Lance, where are you, my sweet?
Who? Who are you? Excuse me, but you are...
Oh, this is bad. Oh, he's really good looking. Stop it, Lauren. Can't let yourself fall for a playboy like him. You're in love with...
What?
It's not like someone doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue, huh?
Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but might you be a friend of Lance?
Yes, I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Pops.
His girlfriend?
Oh, it's not like that. We're more like friends than we're not lovers or anything. Well, we haven't gotten that far yet.
What?
I guess that's how people are going to see it, so I should just accept it.
Yeah, I agree with Edgeworth. What?
I even got this ring as a present from Lance. You know what she reminds me of? Our cartoon character.
May I inquire as to why you are here?
I haven't been able to get in contact with Lance lately, and I began to get really worried. I looked everywhere for him, and then I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here. Wow, you're really strong for having me through all this by yourself. Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped?
No one is supposed to know, but yes, it's true.
Oh, Lance. I can't believe you've been spirited away. I wonder how you're doing all right now. Looks like I'm back to the fair maiden in love routine.
Well,
So, Mr. Edgeworth, where do we go from here?
I don't know. Well, we found a body, so we should look into the murder. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm here. My men brought me up to speed over the radio. And I have to say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing.
I have nothing to hide, Agent Lang. It's exactly what you see before you.
I'll take it from here. Yeah, that guy's really dead. Hey, you waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect, now.
Suspects? Who?
Ah! Officer Meekins, is it? You're coming with us.
What? Sir, I have nothing to do with it, sir.
Agent Lang, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins?
I leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom.
That's your answer.
I know you like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field. All you have to do is arrest suspicious person after suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the streets.
But that's also precisely how you unnecessarily arrest innocent people by mistake.
Innocent people? Nonsense. There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts.
It's tyranny. I won't allow you such a thing to go unchecked before my eyes.
Too bad you don't call the shots around here.
As I have sworn to uphold the laws of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. That you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation. Have you no honor as a member of law enforcement?
How dare you speak so disrespectfully to our Shifu? Hold it! You amuse me, Mr. Prosecutor. Langzy says every pack has its own rules. If you can play by their rules and come out on top, that's a true victory. Alright, I'll give your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you just how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic.
Alright, Lang. Shilong Lang's logic.
I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. I can say it was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that much out, right? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins, isn't that right?
That's your reasoning?
Solid as a rock. It's based on the philosophy of detainment.
What's the philosophy of detainment?
You don't know? In that case, pay attention, girlie. In my country, the criminals have a saying, beware of the wolf.
Why the wolf?
Because in my language, Lang means wolf, and you don't mess with me or my pack. And as for the detainment philosophy, its father is my honorable ancestor, Langzy.
You'd think I'd have heard of him and his teachings if he is that famous. Huh? Ah, what the? Who's that?
Langzy developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, the Zhengfa police still trains its recruits using his philosophies.
But thousands of years ago? That makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale.
Anything wears down and breaks over time. Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world?
You want to put it to the test?
Yes, I do, Mr. Lang. So let us duel, shall we? Seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time.
Hold it!
So what can you tell me about the body?
A lot. Even without an autopsy, I have my ways. They teach you the basis of forensics along with the detention philosophy.
Oh? Then you wouldn't mind telling me a little bit of what you have figured out, correct? I can say you was shot in a single glance, but even you figured out that much out, right?
Hold it!
You're right, I did. Yes, I think anyone who saw the bullet wounds would come to the same conclusion.
Don't pat yourself on the back yet.
What's that supposed to mean?
Give me my scroll. There we go. Langzy says, search where the water's deepest. You have to keep your eyes on the big fish that lurks in the depths, which is the killer.
Is that right? And what would you know about the killer? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun.
Hold it!
It would appear you've studied a little of our laws.
Studied? Who needs to study what every child in any street corner already knows? It's that... Sheena!
The Federal Firearms Restriction Act.
That's it. The Federal Firearms Restriction Act. I heard it's not easy to get a gun these days.
Interesting. That woman is the one in charge of keeping track of the information. Yeah, that was what caught me off guard. Unless you're a member of law enforcement. If that's the case, then there are plenty of other officers who might be potential suspects. You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here.
Oh?
Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired.
How did you check every person's weapon in such a short span of time?
That's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation.
Ah, sheer numbers. But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct?
Thanks for reminding me. Hey, you, show me your gun.
Oh! What's wrong? Why does he look so sickly pale all of a sudden? Gun.
What'd you say? I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already.
Sir, I lost my gun, sir! How could you be so irresponsible?
In the end, it looks like you're still the only suspect we've got. You were the one who waited here outside this garage to ambush and kill the victim.
So you think that the Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim, do you, thing? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. Ambushed the victim in this garage and killed him here with his gun? Really?
Hold it!
You mean to tell me that the murder occurred here in this garage?
And the fact that the suspect was found almost next to where the body was found. I'd say that's pretty obvious that this is the crime scene. Langzy says a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime.
Hey, finally a code even I've heard of before.
Furthermore, Langzy says... Give me my scroll. Thank you. Successful investigations are the result of multiple returns to a crime scene.
Looks like neither detectives nor criminals have changed their ways over the millenniums. So this is the kind of conclusion the philosophy of detainment can lead you to. I don't get, Mr. Edgeworth. Why are you putting yourself on the line for Mr. Meekins? It's not that I particularly care about what happens to Miss Officer Meekins. What? What the hell? However, I can't simply stand by while Agent Lang ignores the country's laws. Shilong Lang? Just what sort of investigator are you? Ambushed the victim in this garage and killed him with his gun. Wait, I don't think... How do you ambush a person when you shot them through the front? Unfortunately for you, Agent Lang, that is simply not possible.
What do you mean?
You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think to yourself that it was a little too clean? Yeah. So you did notice that there was too little blood. Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? Because this isn't the crime scene, and if it was your men who led you to think it was, then I suggest you leave this case to the local police to set the record straight.
Not bad. I see your logic can be as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird that officer was hanging out around here in the first place?
Weird? How so?
Hey, you. Your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What were you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around here? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself taking a walk.
Sir, I really did take a walk, sir.
You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack of obligations so lightly?
Officer Meekins is looking at Shamik. Is he hiding something? Miss Edgeworth, please, sir! Save me the way you did earlier, please! Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened. Sir, not you too!
I'm not here to take sides. I'm here to figure out truths.
Meekins' testimony. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger mobile, sir. But got completely caught up in my role of selling dreams to the children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir.
Alright. What is this blue Badger-mobile?
It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir.
So the Blue Badger Mobile is just a roaming souvenir shop?
Interesting. Thank you for that.
Sir, I was saving the kidnapper's cell while I was being a good dream merchant.
He seems rather worked up. Even more than his usual hyperactive self.
He sure seems sure of what he's saying.
Can you try to calm down and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer?
Sir! Roger, sir! Oh, wait, sorry. Roger, sir!
It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir.
Hold it!
Alright, then. Where were you assigned to?
I was assigned to the main gate, sir.
You must mean the area with the bright bridge and the outrageous fountain.
Okay then, why are you here in the Wild Wild West area?
It's because of a very deep reason, ma'am.
I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir.
Hold it!
Okay. Describe for me how you conducted your investigation.
Yes, sir. Well, first I made sure there were no suspicious-looking people in the area, sir. But the only people that seemed to gather around me were little girls, sir.
Well, what did you expect when you're dressed like the Blue Badger?
Thought I had no choice but at that point, sir, so...
I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger-mobile, sir. I just want to check this thing. Parked inside the Wild Wild West area garage. Oh, and he's actually... That thing's got 3 wheels. Hmm.
Hold it!
What exactly do you mean by selling dreams?
Sir, the Blue Badger mobiles where dreams are collected.
What?
Sweetness like you've never known except in dreams, ma'am, like innocent drops. And bitterness found only in nightmares, ma'am, like guilty jawbreakers.
Oh, he's talking about candy. Duh.
And selling those as I push the Blue Badger mobile along is my sworn duty, ma'am.
I got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to the children, sir.
Hold it!
Alright? You completely forgot to look for the kidnappers.
No, sir, of course not, sir. I would never do something like that, sir. You're absolutely right.
Wow, you're good at this forcing people to confess thing, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be frank, I'm just a little man, sir. I'm just a little guy. I'm better at selling kids a few small dreams than looking for a big crook, sir.
Hold it!
Enough wallowing in your own self-pity. Let's return to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir.
Hold it!
How'd you wind up all the way over here?
I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir. One of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight, sir. I had to run away from the child's painful drop kicks, and before I knew it...
Good old dropkick. I just had my fair share of those when I was a kid. It was always the best when you felt one really connect with your opponent.
In any case, you wound up here for a reason completely unrelated to the investigation.
Sir! That's right, sir.
That's not something you should be admitting to with your head held high, officer. Sounds like he simply forgot about his real job and became the Blue Badger. However, there is one flaw in Mr. Meekin's story. But I have a feeling that he'll need some prodding before he'll spill the beans. I wasn't assigned to this area. No. kidnapper stole 3 costumes, a blue, proto, and bad. Cause of death. Despite the fact there's very little blood. It's the victim's pendant, which is shaped like a horse.
It's got a real dignified look on its face. It makes it worth all the more. Oh no, Mr. Edgeworth!
What, did you find an important piece of evidence?
This is made of platinum silver. That makes this thing super valuable. I've seen this type of jewelry at a lot of stores before, so I know it when I see it.
Okay, if you ever laid so much as a finger on those pieces of jewelry,
What, me? I never do something like that.
is it possible that she has never wanted to steal from a jewelry store before? The name Con Devore is engraved here.
I really admire people who carve their own names onto the pendant.
Oh? And why would that be?
You have no imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. You ever think that maybe people want to have their loved ones always nearby?
It's not as if I have a wedding band, and I have no interest in accessorizing.
I suppose. Anyway, you know what? More than wearing flashy accessories, I'd rather be engraving my name to every treasure I can find all around the world.
Sign of affection is one thing, but blatant vandalizing is just a bit different. Huh. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger Mobile, sir. I got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. Let me look at the statements again. Did I miss something? What are you saying to? Because, very deep reason. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate. Describe me how you conduct your investigations. First, with that. The little girls, what do you expect? So, selling dreams. What exactly do you mean by selling dreams, sir? Collected candies. Got completely caught up in my role. I'm just a little man, a little guy. Found myself in this area. How'd you wind up here? I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir, but one of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight, sir. I had to run away from the child's painful drop kiss before I knew it. Oh, wait. I don't know if this is gonna work, but at the same time, you mentioned... No? The evidence contradicts your statement. Ow! Must be something wrong with the way I'm approaching this. He's hiding something. What is it? Mobile shop on 3 wheels. Hmm. So, you were in your blue Badger mobile, right? Shoot. Wait, what did I just say? I wasn't assigned to this area. Was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the blue Badger mobile.
Objection!
But the blue Badger mobile is here. Officer Meekins, I would appreciate if you didn't tell such a transparent lie.
Sir! I'm lying, sir!
Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with the blue Badger mobile until recently, then what is it doing here inside the garage?
Actually, just lost track, sir.
Lost track of what?
At the time I realized that the blue Badger mobile was nowhere to be found, sir.
Which would mean it was perhaps stolen? Wait a minute. Never mind.
That's when I came back to this area thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. That's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
A likely story. Who do you think is gonna buy such a convenient tale as that? And what exactly is so convenient about your story? The car gets stolen, it's completely unbelievable, even for a cover story. But I think we can assume that the car was used alright. To move the dead body. You killed the victim at some point, at some distant location, Officer Beacons. And then you used the blue Badger mobile to transport it all the way here. Now then, you're coming with me.
But it wasn't me, sir. It's killer, sir. It wasn't me.
Hey, Lane! Wait! What do you want now? We still don't know where the real scene of the crime is. You can't say that we know all the facts of this case, let alone the truth. I told you, truth schmooth. I couldn't care less. Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. As for us, we don't have the kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon! I think you need to leave. What? We need to get the body to autopsy, and you guys are getting in the way.
You would interfere with another one of my investigations.
Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here.
Oh,
I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. Now, be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't, I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. Oh boy. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and end it here for today. So, yeah, this has been... I've been really liking this game so far. Really cool. Okay. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.